Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us in now for the first time, this is a segment within a Pitta Pacifying Dosha series. And for this segment, we are going to be experimenting with Pranayama, breath work, to bring down Pitta in excess. When Pitta is in excess, there is a tendency towards self-righteousness, towards irritability. There's just a distortion in the light. There's too much light, and when there's too much light, things become distorted. So we're going to pacify that so that the Pitta, who has the ability to see clearly, to see a vision to fruition, has the better opportunity, the best opportunity to access that great gift of transformation. Long, long ago, a friend shared with me that attention is the great transformer. And shortly after that, I came upon Ayurveda, which then refined this further for me, where I got to recognize that attention transforms the qualities of things. Whatever we bring our attention to, the qualities in that is transformed. And Ayurveda teaches us that everything that is physical, that is body, has a set of qualities. And the way to restore balance is with the opposite qualities that created the imbalance. What then does this mean for us? Through our attention alone, we can restore balance. So here in this body, we have, some of you may know, a number of Nadi. Nadi are the subtlemost aspects of the nervous system. Depending on where you pick up your sources, this varies a bit, but it's something like 300,000 Nadi in the body. And yet there are three that are the main ones. The central channel, the Sushumna Nadi, which represents the ether element. Just to the left of it, crossing over, is Ida Nadi, the Nadi that is represented by the water element. And so through Ida, we can bring an opportunity for the Pitta dosha to pacify, as where through the right side, the Pingala, the fire energy, will increase Pitta dosha. And whether the Pitta dosha is showing up in the mind as emotions or in the body, it's all the same. In fact, we can't really have an experience in the mind. Sensations in the body are required for us to have that experience. And so we're bringing prana, life force, the air element, to move through these channels in order to alter that experience, to alter the sensations, to alter the quality of the mind. And so in turn, whatever physical imbalances that are showing up, Pitta shows up in the physical sense with skin rashes, loose stools, all the itises like ulcers and such, excess heat in the body, inflammation in the joints. And so as we bring this more subtle practice, as we begin to harness that, as we begin to experiment with sensations in the body, directing the sensations in the body through this very simple vehicle that is our breath, we can begin to restore balance. But this is all talk, right? The only way to discover is to actually have the experience. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Why don't we begin with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, and just get a sense of the prana flowing through these three main nadi. And then from there, after a few rounds, we'll go into the lunar breath, where we are initiating the breath from the lunar side, the left side, the water side, the Ida side. Okay, deal? You up for it? You guys up for it? All right, so number one, get comfortable. And get comfortable does not mean slouch on your chair, but it does mean sit up on a chair if that will allow you to maintain the natural curvature of the spine. Surely that would be a much better alternative than sitting on the floor and being compressed on the spine. So the spine is free and the base is rooted. So here we connect to the ground. I personally like to move the flesh out of the way so that those sits bones really have a chance to anchor down. I connect also with the pubic bone from this little triangle there, just finding the base, releasing amped up energy. Sometimes it's trapped around the pelvic floor and the base of the abdomen, and just let Mother Nature hold all that for you. And let Mother Nature also dissipate that for you. So once you are solid enough that you can free up the spine, and just go ahead and notice the breath moving in and out of the nostrils. For surely there is no better pranayama, no better breath work than to simply observe the breath moving in and out. And then if you want to take it to the next level and do Nadi Shodhana, that's open and available to you today. Please note that as I guide you to inhale the breath and exhale the breath, that there's no holding, straining the breath. There's a little pause at the top, a little pause at the bottom. If it's available to you, if it's natural for you, this takes time and practice. So do not constrain your breath in any way. That can only bring harm and no good. So be aware of your own pace, own rhythm that suits you now, and move accordingly. Okay, that's why I'm not even going to tell you counts or anything like that. But I am going to suggest that you do your hand in such a way that the right hand, the index finger and the second finger close in, and the ring finger and the pinky finger stay out, and the thumb stay out, like so. You want to go ahead and do that with us too. Good. And then from here, we're going to take the thumb to the right nostril and just gently draw the right nostril in so as to close that side and so as to bring our attention to the left nostril. Exhale fully through the left nostril and then inhale the left up to the centralmost part of your forehead between the eyebrows. And then draw the ring finger to the left nostril to close that nostril, and then exhale down the right. Inhaling up the right. Again, pause right at the center, close the right, and exhale down the left. Inhale left, close, attention to the center. Exhale down right. And you can take more time with the breath, exhaling if it's there for you. You can even pause at the base for a moment if it's there for you. And then inhale right. Pause at the center, closing that nostril, and then exhaling left. And release the hand completely. Breathing in and out of both nostrils, just observe the sensation. Through our attention alone, we can change sensation. We can change the quality of things. And this great ancient wisdom that is Ayurveda tells us that as we know how to change the quality of things, we get to restore our balance. So that is alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, a wonderful breathing practice for any dosha, especially the Vata dosha, because you're balancing out the calming side that is expressed through water element, and you're also tapping into the heating side, which is expressed through the fire element, the Pingala. And so a perfect combination for the Vata dosha. And now to honor Pitta dosha, to pacify excess Pitta, we are going to breathe in through the left, down the right, and then again in through the left and down the right. So we are not bringing the air in through the right, we are releasing it through the right so as to release excess heat and to invite more coolness. Okay? So just again, adjust your seat if necessary. The hand position is the same. You may want to experiment with leaving these two, the index and the ring finger out, or and the middle finger out, and placing that at the forehead as a reminder that the breath comes up to the forehead. It's up to you. I'll do it this way now just so that you have the visual of the options. So just coming back to center and just bringing your awareness to the breath simply. And without even having to go into this breath work, by simply noticing the exhalation going a little further down, deeper, longer than the inhalation, that in and of itself will have a cooling effect, because the exhalation is the cooling aspect of the breath, as where the inhalation is the warming aspect. So if you're counting your breath, just 1 or 2 counts longer on your exhalation will do that for you. All right, let's go into the lunar breath now. So bring the hands up Taking the thumb to the right nostril, no forcing, you're not forcing, it's just very gentle. You can rest the two other fingers, middle fingers, onto the forehead. Exhale fully through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Again, you're going to inhale left. And then exhale right. Release the left nostril, inhale there. Close the left nostril, exhale right. Inhale left nostril. Close. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. And now please continue at your own pace. Do about 8 rounds or so. Wherever you may be, a couple more rounds together, just 2. When you're done, release your hands and just breathe normally through both nostrils. And very gently allow the eyes to float open. So the invitation here is that if you don't already have a breathing practice, that you come back to this again and again and experiment with it. Notice how you feel, notice the sensations, notice where your attention is when you begin, and then observe it at the end. If the critical mind is strong, and there's a lot of Pitta there, then maybe you do the Lunar Breath. A a tool for experimentation, for getting to know sensations, how you're utilizing them. And in doing so, you get to support the mind. And when the mind is well supported, this physical body is a lot happier. All right. Namaste. Please join us next for a little Dharma talk. And maybe Denis will have some more breath work for us as well.